So we're checking in with the speeches from CPAC, which we're recording this on Thursday, the day these speeches happen. So Paul Ryan was up next, and he's got some advice for what's wrong with the left.
The left is making a big mistake here. What they're offering people is a full stomach and an empty soul.
Oh, where do I go get a bowl of soul food?
Yeah.
Because I know where I get a bowl of food for my stomach, and that's what people are getting with the food stamps and welfare and WIC. And so that's what people, so that's, he's saying that is not good for people. He's saying literally giving people food is not good. Go ahead.
A full stomach and an empty soul, like they don't have any sense at all. Like they will, whereas we will give them neither.
Yeah. Yeah. It's nice that he died with an empty belly but a full soul. And that's the important thing. Yeah. He was a Republican. His soul was obese. His soul was obese, but his stomach couldn't distend it.
I'm not a religious man, but it seems to me if I was to help somebody, a homeless person, I've given money to homeless people on the streets in New York especially, or bought someone food, you feel good. Your soul actually feels good.
It does actually feel good.
He needs to pick one.
Well,
can you pick one? You want the soul or the food? Which one do you want?
It gets better. Play the next clip, and this is exactly what we're talking about. He thinks it's wrong to help kids. Ready?
Kids are
She once met a young boy from a very poor family.
So he tells, and go back. So here now, Paul Ryan's going to tell a story about someone who works in the office of Scott Walker, who's the governor of Wisconsin, and he tells a story that this woman told him, okay, about how helping kids is a bad thing. Ready?
She once met a young boy from a very poor family, and every day at school he would get a free lunch from a government program. He told Eloise he didn't want a free lunch. He wanted his own lunch. One in a brown paper bag, just like the other kids. He wanted one, he said, because he knew a kid with a brown paper bag had someone who cared for him. This is what the left does not understand.
Jesus fucking
so if you give a kid, you give a starve. So here's what he's saying is feeding and caring for poor kids that have no one to feed and care for them is just wrong. That's what he just said. He's like, you know why you can't do that? Because that's using government to help the most needy and vulnerable, and that's going to cut into the Halliburton money and the big oil tax credits, and that's immoral.
Did I miss something there? Is he saying that you can't help these people because they don't have people at home that help them, so you can't help them because they're already not getting helped, so we should only help people who already have help?
The kid who doesn't have a lunch in a brown paper bag because he doesn't have someone at home to care about him.
So because no one cares about him, we also shouldn't give him lunch?
We also shouldn't care about him at school. We also should not give him lunch at school. That's just Paul Ryan's logic. It's a great point, isn't it, Steph?
I think it's cool that Paul Ryan is deferring to a child to set school policy.
Yes. A starving child with no one at home who cares about him.
And I think Paul Ryan's will just give the kid the paper bag.
Right. Blow into this kid.
Right. I mean, he'll have to pay for it.
Yeah.
He's going to give the paper.
Give him a deal.
Paper bags don't make themselves.
They don't grow on trees.
They don't grow on trees.
You know, I'm pretty sure if Halliburton makes the paper bags, they're going to get distributed.
Yeah, I bet you're right.
Man, I find it staggering. They're not onto something with this.
No.
They're not onto something. It's children.
You can't give kids food.
Right, because there are, all over this country, there are ultra-conservative parents who think, well, no, I don't think that kid should probably not be hungry. And, you know, like, it's okay with me.
Right, who does that go to?
It's okay with me.
Who does that go to?
If you give that kid a sandwich. Guess what? We all wish there was somebody at home who gave him a hug and gave him a brown paper bag. That would be great. This whole issue is, what do you do when there isn't?
Yes. Well, you do nothing. But that's what you do. That's what he's suggesting. We do nothing.
You're right about the comedy fighting that you have to fight upward. Look how he's a comedian, I think. Not a good one, but he's fighting downward. You're fighting a fucking kid who's starving and his parents. You're not only fighting the parent who probably can't afford the food. That's the implication, right? The parent can't afford food. And then who's also a bad parent. Or
negligent,
the father's
or not around.
Who knows? He's attacking unwed mothers and poor people.
And he's looking for this. Yeah! Yeah! fuck that kid.
Paul Ryan looks over the landscape of inequality in America, and the thing that catches his eye is the poor kids getting free lunches.
Jesus.
It's like what Newt Gingrich said. He looked at the landscape of the New York's economy, and the thing that was wrong with it was the janitors were making too much money.
That's right.
Oh God, that's who it is, right?
That's the problem.
The fat cat's at the bottom.
That's who can we blame? Blame the hungry kids. And he probably listened to that great clip from Rush Limbaugh years ago that you play all the time on the show.
About teaching kids where to go get food,
yeah,
dumpster dive.
Right. Go to McDonald's, get a Happy Meal. If that's not available, you look in your refrigerator. If that's not available, you find a dumpster. Look around, grab a bite to eat. Yeah.
And there are videos on YouTube that will teach you how to helpfully...
how to thoughtfully dumpster dive. Yeah. And they'll feel better. And then they can put it, maybe in that dumpster you could find a little brown paper bag and you could take some of that food you found in the dumpster, put it in the paper bag, take it to school, have it for lunch.
And then all the kids will think that you have someone at home who cares for you.
Yeah, all the kids will think, oh, that fucking guy got a hug.
Yeah, nobody's the wiser. Nobody's the wiser.
I like the way you said, like, we're feeding their stomachs, but we're not filling their souls. Do you want state-sponsored religion? Is that what you're going for? Because...
No, he's saying make that kid go get a job and learn how to be self-sufficient, and that will feed his soul. Because it's immoral to help someone. That's literally that's what it is. That's like you got it. That kid, because it ruins it. Sure, you give him free food, it fills his stomach, but it tears his soul away because he didn't earn it.
And that's
Jesus did the same thing with the loaves and fishes. By the way, he destroyed those people's souls.
That's all. That's all Ayn Rand stuff.
This is all
Ayn Rand stuff.
You know what
I think it is? I think he's from that point of view of feed your soul, starve a child.
That's right.
Yes. That great book.
Right. Yes.
Feed yourself.
Right.
All right.
Right. It takes a village to feed a child, and who has time for that?
Who has time?